Let's talk about a decision that honestly left a lot of us scratching our heads. Shubman Gill, a name you'd think was written in permanent ink on India's T20 World Cup team sheet, wasn't there. So we're going to try and piece together this puzzle.
I mean, seriously, it's the question everyone is asking, right? How on earth does a player that good, with a resume like his, get dropped for the biggest tournament of the year? It just doesn't seem to add up. But if you look a little closer, the story gets a bit more complicated.
So here's the thing. The selectors came out and basically said, look, this wasn't about feelings. This was a pure head-over-heart tactical call. It was a cold, hard calculation about what the team needed right here, right now. Okay, so before we get into why he was dropped, you really need to understand why this was such a big deal in the first place. I mean, the case for keeping Gill, it's huge. Just look at this number, 890. That's how many runs he smashed in the 2023 IPL. That's not just good, that's Orange Cap winning, once-in-a-generation kind of form. Absolutely legendary stuff.
And it's not just a one-off thing. You look at his whole career, it's just consistency. In the IPL, we're talking nearly 4,000 runs at a blistering strike rate of almost 140. And when he puts on that India jersey, same story. The guy just knows how to score runs, and fast. The numbers, well, they speak for themselves.
But here's the kicker. It's not just about the volume of runs. It's when he scores them. This guy is a big match player, through and through. That 129 in an IPL qualifier, no one's ever scored more in a playoff game. Ever. And that 126 for India, only one Indian has ever scored more in a T20 international. When the lights are brightest, he shows up.
So let's just get this straight. His talent, his skill, that was never, ever the question. Shubman Gill is an incredible, once-in-a-generation kind of player. No debate there.
Okay, but this is where the plot thickens. Because despite everything we've just talked about, that incredible resume, some cracks started to show. And it was a story that the selectors, well, they just couldn't ignore.
It's almost like you're talking about two different players. On one hand, you've got the guy who was completely unstoppable in IPL 2023. But then you look at his recent games for India, and there's a dip. No 50s in a while and scores like 0-4, 28. That kind of thing puts real pressure on, and it for sure gave the selectors a massive headache.
And the real issue, the thing they zeroed in on, was his starts. The feeling was he just wasn't as explosive in the power play as he used to be. And you know how it is in modern T20s, right? The game is so fast. A slow start, well, that can literally cost you the match before it's even really begun.
So that's the context, the incredible highs and the recent lows. But what did the people who actually made the decision have to say about it? Let's get into the official logic.
Well, the chief selector, Ajit Agarkar, he didn't mince words at all. He said, yep, Gill is a champion player, but then he laid it out plain and simple. Reputation doesn't get you picked. He said it was all about current form, what your role is, and how you fit into the team right now.
And the captain, Suryakumar Yadav, he was right there with him. He said it's not just about one player's form. It's about the whole team, the balance. They were looking for extra options, like guys who could also keep wicket, or making sure they had the right mix of left and right-handed batters. It's about all those little puzzle pieces.
So really, when you boil it all down, it came down to this, a role clash. The team had a very specific job opening at the top of the order. They needed someone explosive, someone flexible, and in that moment, they just felt someone else fit that very specific job description a little bit better.
Incredibly tough call, but one that was purely tactical.
Now, I know this all sounds like a huge blow, and it is, but for a player this good, it is definitely not the end of the road. So what's next for Gill?
And this is so important to remember. This isn't some final judgment on his career. It's just a snapshot. It's about what the team needed for this one tournament. You know as well as I do. All it takes is one monster IPL season, one incredible series for India, and he is right back in the thick of it. No question.
Because you know that old saying, right? Form is temporary, class is permanent. And the kind of class Shubman Gill has, yeah, that's not going anywhere.
Which leaves us with the big question. And I'll leave this one with you. Was this a gutsy, smart, tactical move from the selectors? Or was it a huge mistake? One that India could end up regretting? I guess we'll have to wait and see.